Good morning, ScrappyShak fans. This is Melanie coming to you live from ScrappyShak in the beautiful North Georgia mountains. And we're so excited to have you with us once again for our formerly known as new product showcase, but we're going to actually call it Demo Day. Or maybe we come up, as a matter of fact, we're trying to find a really catchy name for what we're doing on Saturday mornings. Sometimes we're going to show new products when we have them. Other times we're just going to do demos, but we're going to be doing lives every single Saturday at 9 a.m. And we're trying to find a really catchy name. Like, we have a good friend of ours down in South Florida, Michelle from Everything Stamp and Scrapbook, and she does a live every day at 5. No, we're not doing that. But she does one every day at 5, and she calls it Live at 5. So it's a real catchy, fun name. We're trying to find a catchy, fun name for our Saturday morning, whatever we decide to do. So if you guys have an idea, we've had some ideas, you know, Scrappy Saturday, craft and coffee, I don't know, just to help us and give us some ideas of what we can call this and keep it, whether we show new products or do demos or whatever we do. So I'm super excited to have you guys here. We have a super busy day here at ScrappyShak locally. And so we have a big community block party going on for our entire village of Sati. So what we need, what I want to tell you guys is I'm just going to do this quick intro, and I'm going to turn it over to Emma and Glitter Goblin to do a couple of demos for you. But you may have a little bit of noise going on in the background because we have bouncy houses coming and cotton candy machines and all kinds of stuff happening.
I wish we could take you guys on a little tour.
I know. Well, we'll do a live a little bit later. How about that? So once everything gets set up, we'll do a live on Facebook, and we'll take you out there and show you everything we have going on. If you're local, come on out and visit us. We have make and takes going on. We have popcorn, cotton candy. If you have little ones, bring them, because we have the biggest bouncy castle I think I've ever seen in my life. Most bouncy castles, they say, can take up to 4 children and 200 pounds. This one can take up to 1,000 pounds and 8 to 10
I
children.
might
So
have to go get on that myself.
yeah, you might, because we did talk yesterday about you kind of being a child. So. But we're all children. I want to just remind you guys of a few things. Number one, in the new product showcase category on the website, of course, the sale is only good for today and tomorrow, is everything we're going to be using today. There's over 170 items in there. No, we're not showing you all of those, but there's over 170 items in there, 20% off. Did you set up the 20% off? I don't think I did.
I don't think I did.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Yeah.
So,
coupon code, or are we gonna just set them on sale?
Well, I think we have to do the coupon code because some of them are already on sale. So yeah, we'll do a coupon code and we'll call it the same thing we always call it, which is what? What do we call it? I don't know. What should we call the coupon code? Let's call it Saturday 20.
Saturday.
All right, Saturday 20. So we're going to set up a coupon code for Saturday 20. We're sorry, we're scatterbrained. We got this big event going on today. So 20% off. I want to remind you, we do have a few seats left in our retreat. We did have someone offer a partial scholarship for a retreat. So if somebody is thinking about coming and maybe you're just having a little hard time with the entire amount, we do have a couple of scholarships available for you. So thank you to our friend in Alabama. I don't know if she wants me to say her name, but I'll just say thank you to our friend in Alabama for offering that very, very generous scholarship. We talked about the event today. Tomorrow we're having the Super Sentiment Sunday here at the store. We have a pretty good sized class going on, but we still have room for you to come in and play with sentiments, and Glitter Goblin can tell you a little bit more about that. Classes that we have coming up, we have an oil painting class with Nancy Ackerman on July 20th, a Paint Your Partner on July 26th. That one's so much fun. A Christmas in July holiday card making class on the 27th, and a wood sign painting class on the 28th. Also, if you're thinking about going to the Scrapbook Expo in Duluth, we have tickets available and we've just marked them down to $5 a piece. They're going to be in the new product showcase. They're going to show up at $6.25, but when you get your 20% off, you'll get them for $5. I'm very excited about this. I'm super, super proud of everybody that all their work went into this. But on Thursday afternoon, the Kilman Gallery, which is our sister store, the Kilman Gallery was actually given an award, and it was a Reader's Choice Award from the White County newspaper. So everybody who reads the newspaper in our county went in and they could vote on their best of favorite restaurant, favorite breakfast place, whatever. And the Kilman Gallery only opened 2 months, guys. We won Best Art Gallery in the county. So we're super excited. If you've not seen the gallery yet, come on over and check it out. It's amazing and wonderful, and we're super excited about that. And then I'm just going to give you a little teaser. Around noon, well, exactly at noon on Monday, keep your eyes out because we have new products that we're going to be able to release. And believe me, guys, you don't want to miss this. It's from one of your favorite designers. New product coming out Monday at noon. I can't tell you anymore. Probably get in trouble for telling you that. Love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. But I got to run because everybody in the world is calling my name and I got to get outside to get this event going. But I'm going to turn this over to Glitter Goblin, and then Emma's going to do a demo too. So have a great weekend. I hope to see you guys soon. Bye.
Bye, Melanie. All right, Glitter Goblin. So we are going to switch cameras here. We're going to switch gear a little bit, and we are all set up for you to do your demo. So if you want to tell us what we're working on today.
Okay, first, I want to talk about Sunday's class just a second. Remember, we're doing Super Sentiment Sunday. One of the first things we're going to do is we're going to create this super fun pouch to put all our sentiments in. And I'm not going to dump those out and go over them again today, but you can do better press sentiments, glimmer sentiments, stamp sentiments, all different kinds of things. So if you're interested in that, today is the last day to sign up and register, and then we will be getting going at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon here at ScrappyShak. Now, some of us have been talking about having other classes like this, just sitting down, making things in bulk, stashing them away for later use. So I've thought about things like flower frenzy, just coming up here and building some flowers in different colors.
ScrappyShak library of dies and stamps and
yes,
you can imagine.
let you use all of our stuff. I've also just thought about snowflakes, snowmen, animals that are in the snow, things like that. So I've got a couple other ideas floating around in my head as well. Maybe borders, maybe backgrounds. If you've got a thought, those of you who are local and you want to come up and let me know what you're interested in.
Yeah, comment down below if you have any suggestions
Yes.
or what you think of this, because I think we can have a lot of fun.
Yes. All right, so today, guys, we're going to use these Spellbinders punches, and we're going to create a couple of tags, and we're going to use some spraying and switching technique that I saw on an Indigo Blue video this week. So it's kind of interesting. It gives you one really pretty image and one kind of grungy image. So those of you who are into junk journaling, there's something here for you. But those of you who like the pretty and delicate, there's something here for you as well. So what I've got for starters is these Spellbinders punches, and they punch in 3 different sizes. This one, both of them can do 2.5 inches wide, 2 inches wide, or 1.5 inches wide. And I'm just going to demonstrate really quickly. This is a 2.5 inch strip of paper. There are grooves here. So you put it here if you want the 2.5 inches. You move it into this slot for the 2 inches and into this middle slot for the 1.5 inches. So I'm going to slide this 2.5 inch wide strip of paper in, give it a tag punch on this end, and you can see it goes ahead and punches the hole for you and everything as well. And then I'm not sure I would do this in real life on a real project, but just for funsies so you can see both, I'm going to give it the banner finish on the other end. So now that's actually not terrible. So now I've got this little tag all cut out. All right, just to quickly demonstrate, it's the same thing. Here's the 2 inch strip. I'm just putting it in this inside. The only thing is just to line it up, and there are grooves there, so they help you line it up. It's not really a big deal. I'm actually going to, okay, I'll worry about that later. All right.
I love that they have those guides though, so you're not guessing if it's in the center, if your paper's a little smaller.
Right. You're getting it in the exact right spot every time. And here goes my 1.5 inch, and I've got this piece of paper a little bit shorter. And so I can layer these up now and have a nice little 3-layer tag, put my ribbon in there, and it's really cute. And then of course your trash is just underneath. When you're done, you can just sweep that away.
I love that it comes out the bottom and you don't have to worry about it clogging up inside it,
Yes.
Older punches do.
Right. So anyway, this is the technique I saw Kay from Indigo Blue use. And I'm just going to do it. So here we go. I'm taking a little bit of pixie spray and putting on the back of this stencil. And guys, normally I would use a splat box. Pixie spray, if you're not familiar with it, it literally says it's a light tack repositionable adhesive for stencils. So what it does is it puts just a little sticky on the back of your stencils, and it allows them to stick down and not wiggle around on your paper. So that's going to stay. Actually, when I pick it up, my tag is stuck to it, but when I'm ready to take it off, it's going to come off, and it doesn't really leave the paper sticky. So that's nice.
Yeah.
And normally I would use a splat box for today for spraying, because we're going to use these oxide sprays. I've got some Uncharted Mariner and some Lumberjack Plaid. And then because I wanted to use oxides today and they don't have picket fence in oxide, I got the Lost Shadow, which is just a super light gray. I'm giving these a quick shake. Should have shaken them before we got started. Sorry. But anyway, if I use a splat box right now, it's going to create shadows. It's going to block your view. So I've got a piece of paper under it. I've
All
got
kinds are nice and easy to clean up. So
baby
spray a little
wipes.
out of there.
Yeah. I've got baby wipes on the standby. So listen, I'm not trying to get any particular color anywhere here. I'm just spraying. So this is a really dark blue. So I've got a good bit of it across the top and middle there. I'm going to add a little bit of red. I'm going to throw in a little bit of this gray that ends up looking a little bit like white, just for some good measure to lighten things up. All right. So what you can see is I've got a big mess. There's literally wet on the stencil, and I'm actually going to make it a tiny bit worse. I'm going to take a little bit of water, just water in the Tim Holtz sprayer, and add just a little bit of water to it. And I'm going to take another piece of paper. This one's not tag shaped, but it's about the same size as my tag, and I'm going to lay it on top, and then I'm going to put a couple of paper towels down. And I'm taking a brayer and I'm just rolling over it. And so this piece of paper that I have on top is picking up all of the extra paint. It's actually doing a lot of my stencil cleaning for me. All of the extra paint up off of that stencil. Okay, so I'm going to remove the paper towel. And you can see the paper towel. The reason I use the paper towel is because the piece of paper is actually smaller than the stencil itself. So all of this that's on my paper towel would have gotten all over my brayer. And it's just a way of keeping things a little bit cleaner. So I'm going to pick this up, and you can see.
Oh, I love that.
It's got the imprint of the roses there. You can see the shape of the stencil. It's just that in this particular case, the roses, the leaves, and the branches have been left white because that brayering process picked up all the paint that was around the stencil.
And the other piece of paper behind it has sucked in what was the negative there.
Yes.
I love that. My mom is commenting. She says she wants that tag punch. So you convinced her.
Hey, the tag punch, we still have several of, but the banner punch, I think we're down to our last one. So if you want the banner punch, order now. I mean, we can get more if we need to, but then that's my original tag.
I love that.
Okay, so here's the original that I was trying to make. It's got all the red, white, and blue kind of randomly on there. It's really pretty. And then here's the negative.
I love those.
And then the negative, just for fun, because I like things a little less grungy and a little more shiny. And I'm going to give a shout out if Sue Matthews is watching this morning. She came in yesterday and was playing with the Distress Spritzes a little bit. She wasn't sure she wanted to buy them. And we let her try them on a plain piece of paper like this, and you really can't tell what they do. So then we handed her one of the tags that I had made for practice, and we let her spray on that some of the shiny. Shiny. You know how I love the shiny. And of course, this isn't dry yet, so it's not really showing you that shine quite.
It does. When it dries,
as much.
shine is even
Oh, yeah.
brighter. The camera doesn't do it justice, but come visit us today if you're a local.
It's starting to shine now. Yes, this is our make and take today. So we're going to be having fun with these sprays. Come on out and join us. And Emma, that does it for me. So I'm going to turn it over to you.
Great.
Again, folks, I'm sure you were expecting a longer live. We tend to run a little bit long, but today we really do have like people setting up in the parking lot and all kinds of madness going on out there. So we've got to end a little early and scooch out the way. All right. Oh, wait till you see what Emma made. I haven't even talked to her about it. To tell her how much I like them. This morning, they're shiny, they're glossy, they're so exciting.
We absolutely need some mixed media stuff going on in here. So last night I was in here playing with some Dina Wakley products, and I love Alcohol Ink and I love abstract mixed media projects. They are just absolutely my jam. So let's see, am I in the camera? Yeah, there we go. All right, so what I have made is this very cool mixed media tab. I use the Dina Wakley transparencies to create this little flap here. And while it was still wet with alcohol ink, I just kind of smushed it down. I stamped the tag first, so I'm going to walk you through that process real quick. All right, so I am using, let me grab the packaging number here so you can see. So I am using these transparencies from Gina Wakely. This pack is the Tinies Set 2. And so that's the one that I'm going to be using, but there are actually several different ones that she has that we have in stock. I'm also going to be using Gina Wakely's tags today, and I'm going to use the smaller size number 8. Okay, and so the first thing I'm going to do is stamp my background here. So I'm using this Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous Abstract Florals stamp, and I'm just going to kind of go a little crazy with it. Let me grab a mat here. Okay, and I'm going to be using VersaFine Clair as my ink. It is great for all mixed media projects. Has definitely become my favorite ink. Okay, so since this is a little free, not super precise, I'm just using an acrylic block instead of a MISTI. And that's just going to help me kind of do this pretty quickly. All right, so I'm just going to give that a little stamp down here. I like that. You can add as little or as much as you like with these. And then for the sentiment, let's see. I think we'll do the love you. Will that fit there? Not quite. All right, we'll do the XOXO. All right, same thing. Just gonna go in here and stamp that there. So that's only as much as I want for this project, but you can do as little or as much. So with the Gina Wakely transparencies here, I'm making a top layer of this tag. So the reason I'm not doing much stamping up here is because I want those faces to be visible. And so I'm just gonna kind of work this around, figure out which positioning I want it. Let's see, I'm kind of liking that, maybe. That one's pretty, like this, right here on the edge. Maybe, oh, here we go, there we go, like that. All right, so what I'm gonna do real quick is I'm gonna take a little Sharpie and just kind of roughly outline this on the acetate because I'm gonna cut it out. And I'm also gonna make a kind of drippy effect by cutting down into this acetate. And it is not exact at all, but it just gives you that kind of second layer. So first thing I'm going to do is cut that out. And very quickly, these Tim Holtz snips have become my favorite thing in the world. I don't know how I lived without them. So I'm just going to trim that out. It does not have to be pretty and neat. This is a mixed media project. We like making messes. I think we have more fun with messes too. Okay, and so with these acetate pieces, you can use them in so many ways. If you add paint to the backs of them, you know, you get a more opaque layer. And I'll show you an example of that as well in a moment. You can keep them just as they are, keep them clear. You can stamp on top of them. I would use an archival ink or permanent ink for those. Okay, so I like how that's looking there. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to work on some alcohol ink. So alcohol ink is great for any non-porous surface. I'm going to flip this over because it's kind of hard to tell in the camera, but one side is a little more black than the other, and I want that to be my front. So on the back side here, I am going to do a bit of alcohol ink. So first thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of the alcohol blending solution onto my panel. And then I'm just going to kind of start dripping ink. And I love doing abstract alcohol ink projects because they're just... What
colors are you using?
Okay, so today, this one is Glacier. These are all Tim Holtz alcohol inks. This one's Boysenberry. And so I'm doing kind of a purpley and blue background. I love that Boysenberry, and I'm going to show you how you can make the colors pop a little bit more. I'm also going to put a little bit of this gumball in there. over on this side, maybe a little down here. And then let's see, do I want a little green? I think I do want a little green, just a little bit. If I can open it, that is. Oh, there it goes. And this green is botanical. And then I'm going to use this cool Perry. I love a good periwinkle. And I'm just making a mess. Like this is, I love, love, love alcohol ink because I love making messes. And I myself am a mess. So
A beautiful mess.
oh, thank you. Thank you. Now, where you're really going to start seeing this come to life is when you add the mixative snow cap. And so this, it blends with the alcohol ink to make it a little bit more opaque. Now, I'm not going to use a ton of it, but just enough that it's going to make those colors pop. Because I am putting it on a light background, you know, you can still see through it. But if I was doing a black background, I would use a lot more of this. If I can open it, that is. Okay, and so I'm just gonna kind of do the same thing, just dab it in here, get a little swirly, a little messy, and then we're gonna start blowing it around. And this is where you really start seeing it come to life. And now my inks have dried a little bit, but that's okay because I'm just gonna add some more blending solution to them, and it's going to reactivate them. They're gonna blend nice and pretty. And if you don't set your alcohol inks, you can come back to them, you know, years later and decide, hey, actually, I wish this was blended a little bit differently, and just decide to redo it some. So I love that aspect of alcohol ink. Oh, and that's kind of cool. Her eyes are just like not quite getting the ink around them, and I kind of want to leave it just like that. So I love abstract, but I try and find little patterns in there if I can. Okay, so I'm going to let that sit and dry there for a minute.
Jamie Clifford says hi.
Hi, Jamie. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. And actually, I want a little bit more ink right down in here, so I'm going to spread that. Okay, so let me grab a heat tool real quick to just help me dry that. And you know what? I'm going to use a hair dryer because I don't want too much heat on that acetate. Sometimes I haven't played with hers yet, but sometimes it can make them a little bit funky. Barbie, would you plug that in for me? Can you reach that plug? Thank you. And so if you are drying it with an air dryer or a hair dryer, sorry.
It's hard to speak when you're on live.
It is. It is. Your mouth doesn't quite work the same. Words are hard. And I have not caffeinated enough yet. But the hair dryer, if you're using any kind of air blowing tool to help set it quicker, which alcohol ink does dry quite quickly, but it can move it around. So I'm going to do it on a very low setting and kind of far away. And I don't want it completely totally dry, but just enough that it's not running anymore.
You couldn't really see the hair dryer that much with what she was just doing, but she had the hair dryer about a foot off of the table.
Yeah.
So not super close, not blowing that acetate
Right,
across the room.
exactly. And so it's still a little bit damp. It's kind of hard to see. Even when alcohol ink is dry, it is a bit shiny, unless you seal it. But so it's still a little bit damp, and I kind of like that. So I'm going to line it back up on my tag here and just kind of squish it. And as it dries, like this one has, once it dries, it will separate and it leaves a little bit of that ink onto the tag behind it. And I love that effect.
Oh, that's cool.
And so from there, I took a hole punch and just punched right through here and stuck a string through it. And that was perfect to me. I also then took some of these, Wakely glosses, and a little bit hard to see on the camera. I'm not quite sure if you can, but all these little speckles and dots, I used these Dina Wakely glosses. I was skeptical about those at first, but I have really learned to love them. And she does have sprayers, but I'm going to be using a little dropper real quick. And I'm just going to kind of dot some around, just little dots. And they dry a little bit glossy, but I think that they just add kind of like a bubbly effect. You can put some down on the paper.
And what color is that? Can you show us the bottle so we know
Yes.
what we're talking about?
This one is called Legit.
Oh, yes. Her colors have weird names.
They do, and I love them.
Yeah, they're cool. They just don't have anything to do with the color. But-
Right. Yeah. But these glosses, I think there's 6 colors, 5 or 6. And so
They're
I'm
all
using
neon.
this.
The blue, the pink, and orange, and green,
Yes.
the yellow.
They're
purple.
very vibrant, but I like that depending on what kind of background you put them on, they're a little bit translucent. And so they don't necessarily dry super neon. I'm going to put a little bit of pink on the cheeks here. A little pink on your cheeks too. Maybe on your nose. Not a little bit too much, but you know what? There we go. Perfect, perfect. And so now you'll want to let this sit and dry well. These glosses, you can heat dry them too, but I'm not going to bother doing that. I'm just going to let it sit and dry. So yeah, that's your little mixed media project for this morning. And once it dries again, it'll look something like this. So all of these tools that I'm using here today, all of the glosses, actually all Dina Wakley is on sale, 20% off with that coupon Saturday 20. Also, we have put all of the Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stamps and stencils on this sale as well. So with that code Saturday 20, you will get 20% off all Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous, not the etc. panels, but all the stamps and the stencils. You will get 20% off everything Dina Wakley, all of the alcohol inks, alcohol tools, VersaFine Claire, everything that you've seen today, the snips, we're all on 20% off. So do not miss
the oxide sprays.
the oxide sprays. Yep, everything should be in there. So go over to our website and check out that new product showcase category. So if you're on the homepage under new arrivals, click that new product showcase. And I know most of these are not new products, but you know, we're trying to maybe find a new name for these kinds of demo days. So we might add a new category here, but for today, they're under the new product showcase category. So don't miss out on that sale. If you're local, come out and visit us. We are having so much fun here today. There's a cotton candy machine sitting next to me that I'm ready to go flip on and just stuff my face into. So come have some fun. We've got a bouncy castle. You know, we are living it up. So we would love to see you guys here this afternoon. We're going to be having our festival until 4 o'clock from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. today. And don't forget about the sale. On Monday, we're having a super secret new product launch. So keep your eyes peeled. Look out on your email. I'll be sending you all an email right about 12 noon on Monday with all of the information on how to buy and where it is and what it is. But you guys are going to love this. I'm already obsessed. I wish I could tell you more. But
Isn't our Christmas sale still going on too? The 30% off Christmas?
yes, until tomorrow. Yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Saturday and Sunday still?
Yes.
And then we get a new sale on Monday?
Yes.
Okay.
So today, tomorrow, 20% off everything in the live. Our sale from this previous week, Christmas at 30%, is active until tomorrow at midnight. And then keep your eyes peeled on Monday morning. So thank you guys all for joining us, and I hope you all have a fabulous week. And keep your eyes out. We'll have another live going on so you can tune into our festival happening, but make it a great week. We are so happy and thankful that you joined us this morning. All right, bye.
Bye, everybody.